That's right, ladies and gents. It's the Big Bad Boo Bear here. The Metal Honk will be joining me pretty damn soon. But today, on June 25th, 2017, we're going to be talking about a lot of things. Now, I know the date of the title, then the title of this episode is called June 25th, 2007, because it's 10 years to the day that Chris Benoit did some very terrible and horrible acts. We're going to be talking about that tonight. 10 years. 10 years! So much more. Keep it locked. We got some stuff to play. Here's his theme song. Rest in peace, Chris Benoit.
Take back again.
You know what? Let me tell you what. Terrible as it was, the things that happened, I will say the guy had a badass entrance theme. That's right, June 25th, 2007, almost to the day, 10 years ago. We did lose a great wrestler due to some terrible acts committed by said great wrestler. And the question tonight that we're going to be debating, and the memories we're going to be talking about is he unforgivable for that? We're going to try and answer that, and if you guys in the chat room have anything you want to say about it, you're more than welcome to get in there. We will talk about it. But right now, that's later on. I'm just giving you guys a quick preview of what's going to happen. Before we get continuing on into the show, one thing I wanted to talk about, real serious, real fucked up, is here of recent. YouTube has not banned, but has, in a way, went on a witch hunt for wrestling YouTubers. Now, not every wrestling YouTuber was affected by this, but some of the more prominent ones, some of the people I've had on the show, Brian Zane, David Bradshaw from WCPW, Brian Zane from his show, Wrestling with Regret. WCPW, Wrestling with Regret, plenty of other wrestling YouTube shows have been affected. Their profits have been cut, slashed, because YouTube has set it up to where promoters already don't want to have anything to do with wrestling on YouTube via, quotes by them and saying, that it's not family friendly. So, it's pretty fucked up that, these guys, Brian Zane, for instance, said that he turned this into his full-time job, or was going to turn this into a full-time job whenever he got kind of fucked over, where his profits from the advertisers that he had during his YouTube shows were cut, slashed. So now you can still do wrestling shows on YouTube, but you'll never be able to make any kind of cash off of them like you were before. And I really can't explain it to justice. I'm gonna let them explain it. I picked up the YouTube response to the adpocalypse, is what it's being called, and it's just a quick 4 or 5 minute little promo. So here you go, guys. Check it out. If you need help finding the link, let me know. I'm trying to get it actually as we speak. Maybe I can get it before the end of this 4 to 5 minute promo. You guys just give it a listen. And understand that if you watch any of these people, and if you haven't watched any of them, check them all out. Brian Zane, WCPW. There's so many other ones on here. Luger, I mean, they're just all really great to watch. Wrestling Shorts, that's another great one I just recently discovered. It's funny. But yeah, just check it out. And here it is.
Hello, Plumpy here from WhatCulture.com. Now, as you know, What Culture Wrestling has been having a few issues with YouTube as of late. In fact, the entire online YouTube wrestling community has been having issues with YouTube. Now, we focus on ourselves for the last few weeks because obviously losing Loaded was a big blow to us. That sucks. You've seen us on Fight Back. We've been sharing the petition. And now the next step of the campaign, we feel, is to draw some of the focus on some of the other YouTubers who are going through problems of their own. Because it's not just us. Everyone has been feeling the sting of their monetization being slashed, and we wanted to use ourselves as a platform so that they could tell you their stories and how they've been affected. And without further ado, I'm just going to throw to those guys. I'll see you soon.
Hey everyone, Brian Zane from Wrestling with Regret here. 10 months ago, I took the bold step in quitting my day job making commercials at a local TV station to pursue this YouTube thing full time. It was a big risk, but I was confident that it would pay off. Now, 10 months after the fact, I'm still confident. However, my confidence has been a bit shaken in the wake of this adpocalypse. Needless to say, I've been hit hard by this turn of events over the last couple of months on YouTube. I know several of my colleagues on YouTube have been hit as well. For a lot of us, this is our primary means of income. And almost 2 months after everything hit the fan, things on my end are slowly beginning to improve and recover, but I know a lot of my colleagues can't say the same, and who knows how long it's going to last for me. This change that YouTube has implemented is affecting nearly every channel that you watch, wrestling or otherwise. Even if you don't care if I suffer, or if What Culture suffers, or whoever, chances are one or more of your favorite channels is suffering as well. And the way things are going, if YouTube does not find a way to fix things, independently run channels as we know them may eventually vanish.
Hey friendos, Steve here.
And Larson.
We here at Going in Raw have been pro wrestling fans for a very long time, largely because we're very old. One thing we've always known, though, is that indie wrestlers need a wide variety of outlets to perform, sometimes in front of big crowds, sometimes in front of small crowds, but usually, hopefully, in front of very passionate crowds, because that's what pro wrestling fans are. They're very passionate. And it's a shame that YouTube's new approach to pro wrestling is putting that in jeopardy.
Yeah, and while the sudden shift in YouTube policy has adversely affected wrestlers, promoters, and content creators, we're heartened that the YouTube wrestling community has banded together in an effort to weather the storm, and we're optimistic that the community would be stronger as a result of this.
Yeah, that's right, because at the end of the day, look, promoters need a place to put on great shows, wrestlers need a place to perform their stories, and without them, we literally have nothing to talk about. So
We'd just be sitting here.
Yeah.
Like this.
Pretty much.
Hey champs, what's going on? Luge here, and I wrote down some stuff that I want to share with you guys, talking about how YouTube has deemed wrestling content not advertiser friendly. So for those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Luge. I have a YouTube channel, LugePS3, that is mostly devoted to wrestling related all things. I cover Monday Night Raw, I cover Tuesday Night SmackDown, I cover pay-per-views, I cover console games, and even mobile games. Beginning in March, YouTube had changed the way that it compensates its content creators. Personally, in terms of adding subscribers and views, April during WrestleMania was like my best month ever here on YouTube. But in terms of revenue, it was actually my worst, and it's consistently been low. And this, I imagine, is affecting everyone who covers wrestling here on YouTube, and I think it's totally unfair. What I and my fellow content creators put out is entertainment. WWE stands for World Wrestling Entertainment. Its flagship show, Raw and SmackDown, is the longest running episodic show on television in history. Advertisers love them, we love them. So to label anything related to wrestling as not advertiser friendly, it's totally unfair. And it's definitely not right to us who put in so much effort to promote it and to put out entertainment here on YouTube. So thank you so much for taking the time to listen to this. And I hope that YouTube can do the necessary changes to make everyone happy. Thank you.
What's up, everybody? It's Grim, and I run GTS Wrestling right here on YouTube.com. And we were doing really great until YouTube decided to demonetize professional wrestling. That is not legitimate violence. It is not kids fighting in the hallways at school. Professional wrestling is fun entertainment that people really enjoy and that advertisers should want to be on, especially with the major views that it gets on YouTube. It's a very large genre. But
So, I mean, that's pretty much, after that, for some reason, it stops about 3 or 4 minutes short of what it's supposed to be. But pretty much, what's going on is that wrestling has been deemed non-family friendly across the YouTubers. So, a lot of wrestling YouTubers who make their living off this, who use it as a full-time income, are really getting affected. And I mean, of course, you know, why should it bother you? Well, I mean, some people out there, you're not really going to care because you don't really watch YouTube wrestler videos or anything like that. You don't. I mean, but there are a lot of people who quite enjoy What Culture Wrestling. A lot of people, a couple millions, enjoy Brian Zane. A couple people really enjoy the wrestling short videos. Good to see Big J in the chatty. He's going to be coming on live with me here in a minute. And the Mac Attack, Mr. Mac, the Mr. Well, how we do that? Dino, don't call me Shano. The man for your promo, Mac. That's right, Mr. Dino Mac. But fact is that it's not family friendly. I'm trying to find the correct wording for it. I just can't agree with YouTube. I don't think it's not family friendly. Now, of course, it can get unfamily friendly. But I mean, shit, look at half the stuff on YouTube that's most likely sponsored. I was reading some of the comments on that actual video we were just listening to. And some of them were saying that they had searched what was, the top rated on YouTube and sponsored, and some of this stuff was like feet fetish shit, and for $9.99 and things like that, and that's sponsored and on YouTube. I mean, what's the deal? How can you sit there and say that wrestling videos, especially places like WCPW and Wrestling with Regret, are non-family friendly? It just seems not only hypocritical but completely asinine. But it's okay because there is a silver lining. Well, silver lining, I'd say there is a solution. Now, I don't know, I'm not a tech wizard, nor am I a guy who knows anything about anything. Just ask Dylan, he'll tell you. If you don't know who Dylan is, it's a mystery. But I will say that there is a solution that's already forming. Now, I don't know if this place was on YouTube before the Adpocalypse happened, but there was a group called the Wrestling Circus out in Texas. And I think they were doing a YouTube weekly show, and then this happened, and so that kind of fucked them. So they have switched to Twitch. Now, if you don't know what Twitch is a video game streaming service, but it has started to do more live action, live service streaming type stuff, political rants and talk shows, as well as video games. And now there are people attempting to do wrestling, and the way you make money off of Twitch is, when somebody subscribes, they're set up on the platform. When they subscribe, they have to pay $5 to subscribe, and have the option of paying more if they would like. And with a subscription, you get all these perks, like when the next show is coming on, and this, and that. And it could really be the answer for places like WCPW, places like Brian Zane, except, and this is, I wouldn't say it's fault, but it's something they started with the idea for those wrestling shows and that such, is they wanted it to be a free episodic wrestling show for the masses to check out. Now, What Culture has What Culture Extra. I don't know if Brian Zane has any other type of platform where he has extra if you pay extra. But these guys started these shows to give the common man viewer, the guy who just really likes wrestling and wants to watch something cool, as a free episodic series set up specifically for that. So yeah, it would be going against everything that WCPW was supposed to be standing for. And trust, I don't, it would suck if we all had to pay so much money for this, so much money for that, but that's really the only solution they got, is to go to places like Twitch. And, it's a good thing and a bad thing, because a lot of people wouldn't be able to do all that, because some people don't, they wouldn't follow, they lose interest, And here we go, Big J saying his guy. If you guys ever have the chance and you're listening to one of my shows, make sure you get in the chat room and just read what Big J types into these chats. I mean, that's one of the things every person I've talked to, people who've listened to the show, I'll talk about Big J, the Metal Honky, and they'll be like, "Who's that?" I'm like, "Oh, he's, my dad. He's a friend. We do the stuff on here." And he's like, "Oh, is that guy who always types up crazy shit?" And I'm like, "Yeah, that's him. Play Freebird, you pussies." That's him. Big J. Yeah, Big J's gonna be coming on to talk a little bit about some more wrestling shit here in just a few minutes. But I wanted to share it a little more before we get going into the show real heavy. I just wanted to get that out there for everybody. So I got one song for you guys just to check out before we get started. It's an oldie but a goodie. 3 minutes and 30 seconds of pure awesomeness. One Mr. Eric Miley has brought us the Junk Run. Keep it locked in live here on the 4 Post, June 25th, 2007. Hardwired by the great Eric Miley. That is Miley. He is the shit. There's no other way to say it. Mr. Miley, the fucking bomb. Yeah, I'm trying to get Big J on here to hang out with us for a minute. He's stalling. That guy is fucking stalling, isn't he? I'm also trying to work with my Skype here because it's acting like a fucking crappy McFuckerson. It's fucking frustrating. Extremely fucking frustrating. So, moving on. While I'm going to try and do two things at once here. Yeah, I know. I'm fucking talented. I'm going to try and do two things at once. See if I can get him going and get everybody here entertained. So, one of the big things this week is fucking the Money in the Bank. So, Money in the Bank, the debacle there. Interesting enough, it was probably like fucking, it was insane. There was a lot of rage from that pay-per-view. A lot of rage because of the way, I don't know how people felt about the Baron Corbin winning the Money in the Bank ending to the man's matchup, but I know how I felt about the women's matchup ending, and if you didn't know, here we go. So basically, the match ended like Carmella went to go for the Money in the Bank suitcase, and when she did, somebody knocked her down. I can't fucking remember. Somebody knocked her down. When they knocked her down, her boyfriend, James Ellsworth, Mr. No Chin Music, came out and knocked the other person down, grabs the suitcase, throws it in her lap. Yes. Throws it in her lap. Now, what kind of bullshit is that, though? I mean, it's what kind of message that's sending? It's inadvertently. I will say maybe it's an inadvertent, sort of thing, a message. That the WWE is sending out to, women can't do it, man, have to come out and do this. And it pretty much pissed everybody off. A lot of people were fucking mad. And it's understandable. It's understandable. It's an understandable rage from the populace as far as why they would be mad. I mean, this was booked. This was the very first Money in the Bank ladder match. And that's the way you end it. Now, from what I gather of the rest of the match, because I've seen bits and pieces, I haven't watched all the Money in the Bank pay-per-view because it's WWE. So, yeah. But, regardless, from what I gather, the rest of the match was pretty solid. But it will never, it's never going to get the credit that it deserves. It's never going to get the, the memorable clips and, memories to this move in that spot because of the ending. It was just a bad creative decision. I don't know who made the decision, but whoever did is an idiot. Just plain out, simple fucking moron. Because that pissed everybody off. It really did. And it wasn't the way to do it. I mean, there were so many ways you could have ended it. I mean, hell, you could have even went through that ending and had her get, knocked down and had James Ellsworth come out and grab the belt. But instead of Carmella just being like, oh, okay, I won the belt, da-ba-da-ba-ba-da. You could have had her win and just start beating the holy hell out of James Ellsworth. Like an angle where, I don't need help from nobody, I don't need your help, blah, 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 that kind of angle. And you could have ran it for a little bit. Obviously, WWE would not have set up a match between the two because, well, morals and all that jazz. But it could have been still an interesting angle between the two, an interesting addition to the fold that already is an interesting relationship as it is. Because, I mean, if anybody's been watching SmackDown, you've seen the that. I don't fucking stand it at all. I don't get it. Just me. But I digress. Yeah, Money in the Bank women's match ending was pretty much shit. Yeah, pretty much shit. I haven't got to see the rest of the pay-per-view really, other than I've seen bits and pieces of the final match, the Money in the Bank match, where one Mr. Baron Corbin won the Money in the Bank. Baron fucking Corbin. I don't understand. I don't know why that people would want this to happen. I just wish it wouldn't have. Now, everybody, who I've talked to so far have said, oh, he deserves it, he's done this, he's done that. But who the fuck is he? Who in holy hell is Mr. Baron Corbin? He's a fucking nobody, pretty much. I mean, honestly, he's done some stuff over the last year. I know that he won the Andre the Giant Battle Royal.
Hello?
Hey! Is that Big J?
Hello?
Hold on. Damn it, he can't
Hello?
hear me. He can't fucking
Can you
hear
hear
me. 1 minute. Shit.
Hello?
1 minute. Oh, god damn it.
Hello?
Can you hear